it.
I have a half bottle of wine.
Nice. Yeah.
I just ashed into my own beer, dude. And tonight we're joined by the great John Longstreth. What's up, John?
Hey, everybody. What's that intro song went through like every time signature in about 30 seconds, didn't it?
We got to thank Joseph and Christopher. Wait,
Beatty.
say his name?
It's always Beatty.
Beatty.
Always be Beatty. No.
That was badass.
How do we? We're supposed to say Beatty?
No, I'm supposed to say Beatty. We've renamed his last name.
Beatty.
And Christopher Beatty. Check him out from the band Dreamer, John. We should
or recent fame of.
I was just hanging out with him like an hour ago for all day.
Dude.
Yeah, I hung out with him at the Cynic show this last weekend. It was so sick. It was super fun.
Dude. Shout out Cynic. Yeah. Great show.
Yes, incredible.
Yeah,
Joseph was there too.
Tell me about that Cynic show because I'm over here in New York and all of a sudden there's just like Cynic sold out.
Yeah.
Like, what is?
Yeah.
It's like, is this a time hop thing or something like that from years ago? But
it was a secret show. It was their first show of like in 8 years. And it was like them doing the whole Focus album because this is like the 30-year anniversary thing. So they just did that like on the 7,700, whatever the fuck it is, 70,000 tons. And basically like all these pictures of them out, like, you know, all the Fallujah, everybody, they're like floating in the tropical waters and shit. I'm like, man, that looks cool.
Yeah.
But, have you ever done that? Have you ever done the 70,000 tons show?
Right?
Twice.
Nice.
Okay.
Twice, man. Yeah, we ended up becoming the honorary pillow fight band.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
And it was really funny because the first year we did it, I want to say it was 15, 14 or something like that. And they're like, yeah, you're going to be the pillow fight band. And we're like, okay. I think Jason set it up. And I don't know how, but he got that going. But it was like predicated on the fact that they were going to supply the pillows. And so we'll supply pillows and you do merchandise, maybe do pillowcases. So we did pillowcases. And they didn't supply pillows. And so we started playing, and everybody came to the ice rink stage with the pillows from their cabins. And just this, and the pillow fight went off. And all of a sudden, somebody approaches the stage. They killed the power. They brought the power back up and says, everybody that has brought their pillow from their cabin needs to return it as soon as possible, or you will be fined, and the band will be fined. And everybody will be fined, and we'll turn this fucking boat around, damn it.
Jesus.
And so that
for
was
pillows?
that. Yeah, for pillows. And then a couple years in 2018, 19, right before the pandemic, I think, we went out and did it. And this time they supplied pillows. And and you look at the footage, it's pretty damn fascinating. We're getting up on stage. We're like, oh, great. We're the pillow fight band on the 70,000 tons.
Was it the honorary pillow fight band?
I think so. I don't know if anybody else is doing it. No one said anything. Like, no one has told me that, hey, I don't know, fucking Manowar is the pillow fight. Like Manowar would ever be on there.
Yeah. So funny. Well,
that brings excitement to the show, though. It's like, dude, you going?
Yeah,
like we're going to the pillow fight, fucking like, you know, like it
totally
seems like
pillow fight to Origin, dude.
Anthony, I feel like that kind of cruise is just right up your alley, dude. Just saying.
Dude, this last time when knowing that Cynic was going on and seeing all the pictures already from people that are on there, it's totally me, dude. Just like the Psycho Fest where you're watching a band at the pool, that's me, dude.
Mm-hmm.
It's totally me.
Dude, Cynic is just one of those bands. I had actually never seen him live like before, which is crazy. I saw Sean and Paul play with Death to All, like the Human stuff years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But like I've never seen Cynic for some reason. I just never saw him. And like, dude, it was like one of those bands where it was like, oh fuck, dude. Like Jesus, like
you're not watching a metal band, you're watching a progressive fusion band play.
Yeah,
totally. It's a whole experience, dude. It really is.
Yeah.
I will say about the Cynic show, the coolest thing for me that I didn't expect was that they had a keyboardist / vocalist who's in the band.
He's really good.
Really good.
Yeah.
Also seems to be doing the karaoke on this.
This guy's got some style, dude. His shoes, like these pointy shoes, and like this whole like suit he was wearing. That guy is cool, man.
Nice.
I was like, damn, dude. I don't know where he's from, like, or maybe if
he's from LA somewhere.
Okay,
I guess he works at a venue up here. I learned.
Nice.
Joel and I are and John, we're all super jealous that we weren't there with you guys because
you should be, dude.
that was a show that I should have been at, dude. For
I probably
sure.
could have made it too. I thought my mom was coming into town, so I was chilling out. Well, she's flying in.
Everyone else is there, man. Trevor,
everyone else is there, dude. Thanks for adding on to it, dude.
Full US tour.
I told you about it, man. I know. Well, they're gonna come, so it's they're touring all year long, basically.
Yeah, they're gonna tour.
That's what Paul said. So it was so much fun, dude.
Be looking out for that.
But
well,
anyways,
we need to bug Max Phelps about it. Hey, Max
is cool. Yeah, we were saying he's cool, dude.
All right, so
we thought of a name for Paul at the show. We were calling him Metal Gandhi.
Oh, nice.
It works.
It does work.
It's good. Anyway, sorry.
We haven't done any plugs yet, dude. Let's do the plugs real quick.
Magic Spoon.
And John, where do you want people to? Where do you want people to go? Any places?
Go to Spain and visit the La Sagrada.
I'd love to go to Spain, dude.
It's very pretty.
I've never been there. I would like to do.
Oh, I don't know, man. I mean, anybody that knows who I am knows what I do. Originband.com. I know you played it, Joel. I wasn't sure if you were there or not, but I think it was 2000 St. Louis.
Oh yeah. We were there. Anthony was there too.
That was everybody played that. Origin, Decrepit Birth, Odious.
2006.
I think Vile was there.
Yeah. Vile, Deeds of Flesh.
Yep, that was the first time. Bloodletting tour. We met up with you guys.
Right, and the promoter just sat at the bar and got drunk the entire time, and then
disappeared.
Pay anyone.
Well, remember there was a whole story. Tornado. There was a tornado that went through.
Half the city was out of power, and so for some crazy reason that.
I remember that night, John. You had like a new kit or something that it was like a carbon fiber drum set or something like that, and you were showing me, and I was just like, "What?" Like it was crazy.
Yeah. And I remember fanboying out because I'm like, "Oh shit, dude, we're playing with Origin. John's back."
I know.
James King was there. He was sitting there like watching on the side, going like, you guys were like making eye contact.
So much stink face. Yeah. We playing Echoes.
No, I was standing next to him. I was standing next to him. Remember, you'd be playing a part, and you like maybe like messed up one thing. You'd be like, you guys would make eye contact.
BlackBerry Messenger was the shit. I
still
had a
hasn't been topped.
Was it the Pearl or something? I still had one that had a full QWERTY keyboard. You didn't have to.
It's a sick internet connection.
Now he's frozen.
Oh, I was doing that too. We both zoomed at the same time.
Is it good now or no?
Yeah, it's great.
Dude, it's working great. Looks awesome. All right, proceed,
dude. At the sky.
You guys take it from here then. If I'm looking if I'm frozen, why am I taking it?
Yeah, you're frozen and you
look good, dude. You got
that's all I have. Okay, now it went back to all five.
Just leave it on that for the rest of the podcast.
It's an epic. It's an epic.
Right, I'm gonna do it again.
He's just that high.
So I gotta ask my drum question before this derails completely. Which it won't. It's fine.
Pull us back on track, man.
That's what Joseph's here for.
How loud do you need your snare to be in Origin, or how loud do you need it in different contexts? Like, have you ever been in the studio like this snare is too loud, or vice versa? I guess
no,
can't get too loud.
He's like, no, it's not.
No, I mean, look who I'm competing with.
Yeah.
Paul Ryan has four Mesa cabinets and two basically 90-90 heads on stage.
Mm-hmm.
Eric Rattan has a JCM 800 half stack and a triple rectifier half stack on stage. These guys play jet engines. They don't play.
yeah, totally.
And so the Chinas have to be up here at their ear level,
right? For sure.
And
oh man.
those guys are so loud.
I want to talk about your symmetrical setup too. I don't know if it's too
It's
early.
not that symmetrical.
I don't know if it's too early. We're an hour in. We haven't
So
even
good. I love it though. But
when
you
you
like
guys kicked
pioneered
me
that
off.
in metal. I mean, it's not perfectly
No,
symmetrical. but
This
it's-
is all good. Yeah, I love all this.
I took it from Terry Bozzio, really. I mean, at least way back in the day when I had like 12, 14, 18 hi-hat, ride. It's just like
Gotcha.
the big line of Chinas up top was a Terry Bozzio thing.
Oh, okay, cool, man.
And then I just kind of realized that, on stage or in a live setting or even in a death metal setting in general, at that tempo, no one's going to be able to tell the difference between an 8-inch splash, 10-inch splash, 12-inch splash, 12-inch mini China, 14-inch mini China, and then bang, because somebody has to have a stupid ice bell on the kit.
Ice bell.
That's good.
Dude.
Yeah, I've since fallen out of favor with
So
the
funny.
ice bell. It sounds like something else. It never sounds like part of the drum kit to me.
What's the ice bell? Which one is that one?
It's the big cup, cephalic
The
carnage.
Zill bell.
Cephalic.
The-
Well,
the
the LP,
Zill,
the LP
yeah,
bell
those are-
that John Merriman used to use.
Mhm.
wait.
And
Yeah,
now the Zill bell,
the-
which has to come before every breakdown in existence.
Yeah.
That's what I have. That's what I could get. I think they just made a dark bell, which I'm interested in trying.
Dark bell.
That's what they're calling it.
Was it Gobong?
Skeptical of that.
I knew a drummer that starts with a T. He might be in the chat. He had that set up going for a little bit.
What are you talking about?
You say Troy Fullerton from Sever
Let's see.
Savior.
I know a drummer that his name starts with a T, and he would put a fucking saw blade on his kit. Look at that.
Oh yeah, with the
Loreno.
little
Mhm.
TL.
Mhm. Yeah. And he was telling me this funny story about how he would go into hardware stores with one drumstick, and he would be tapping on saw blades.
Really?
Yeah.
Ah, it's amazing. No way. You just all ding ding ding. It's like this is this guy with the drumstick like in Home Depot. Like damn. I
Mhm.
saw them play with Nile, like when I was and still in high school at that time, or whatever it was like around, and I was like, Jesus, dude, he's got saw blades on his kit. Like, what the fuck, It's so good. They killed it. It's
Yeah,
like,
the Rototom chassis. Hey, Ian.
Mhm.
Yeah, the Rototom chassis works as a good dingling, I guess. But
Okay, what? Why did the standard drum tom sizes change from 12, 13, 16 to 10, 12, 16 over the last maybe decade?
well, my personal experience is my tom setup was always 10, 12, 13, 14 on my old Premier kit. And I
Mhm.
remember being at Morrisound in 97, either the end of 96 or the beginning of 97, tracking Exterminate with Angel Corpse.
Mhm.
And Jim Morris would come in and he'd tune, and I just remember him grumbling about the 13. It's like, you got to get rid of this 13. I go, why? He goes, because you have 10, skip an inch, 12, skip an inch, next door inch, 13. You can't tune it. One of these drums has to be out of tune for this to work, right? He's just grumbling about tuning the drums, and that just kind of stuck in my head. I'm like, well, what am I supposed to do? He goes, well, I mean, 8, 10, 12, and then 14, 16 makes the most sense, in my opinion, in Jim Morris's opinion.
Mhm.
And sure enough, a few years later, I get on the road, and there's Derek Roddy with 8, 10, 12, 15, which was strange, but we got into that same discussion, and he was same point of view, and I'm like, oh, cool. So there's that, and there's also just like 8, 10, 12 is kind of like here, where it just gets bigger and bigger, and the faster the drums and the bands got. Because if you remember, like 2000, you had the whole trench metal movement, Angel Corpse and Christian and Rebellion, and Centurion, and all these bands were just getting faster and faster, and Cryptopsy, Origin put out Origin put out Infinitas, and like everybody was just getting faster. It was a race for a while. Nile comes out with Chapter for Transforming into a Snake.
Yep.
And it was the first time anybody ever attached 250 BPM to a blast beat. So all of a sudden,
Oh,
it
really?
was that. So I think as things got faster and people just started, considering technique a little bit more, because that was really an interesting bit because, grindcore, there was basically no technique until Pete Sandoval, right?
Mhm.
Mhm.
And then, Pete Sandoval kind of come out of grindcore, starts playing death metal, and he brings the technique into the death metal, and people just went from there. And I think smaller drum sizes, less real estate that you have to cover.
My
That-
question is wait, I've with the 8-inch drum, is that a scarier drum
It
to
is.
hit?
It is, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that's the target practice drum.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's like
But-
click,
yeah. Yeah, that, and I play, I call them the evens 10, or I don't have the 8 on right now, but 10, 12, 14, 16, and I actually will put the 8 on at some point. But it's not just death metal drummers, it's like any standard drum kit sells.
Danny Carey had an 810 set up for a long time.
Mhm. Yeah, so the manufacturers probably decided alongside people like Morris that this 13 just it's harder to tune, or it doesn't make sense with the other sizes. But I don't want to get too nerdy, but like it's not just 1 inch, 2 inch, like it has to be uniform, because like you're not just changing it's like the circumference or the area, right? That's changing, not so much just like an inch. I don't see the why uniformity has to be so important there.
I don't know. I think it's
Yeah.
I think it's more about, fundamental pitch of the shell and all that kind of stuff, because a drum shell has a tone that it wants to sit at.
Yeah.
And so I think so the 8, 10, 12, 14 floor thing, hour late. But yeah.
Yeah. All right. We need to appease Jedi grind. And
What does that
Yeah,
mean?
Murray from Severed. He doesn't like the.
Fuck, I
he
should
likes
have
like
worn
a,
my jersey.
he likes uniformity with the podcast. He likes okay, he doesn't like when you stray from the path of what we
No,
like.
Murray, you don't get
No, I
uniformity
think
like
it
with
does.
past.
I
like a
think it does.
Not
13
while I'm here.
episode.
Oh my
right now.
god. Uniformity. It has to be. Would you like to do the podcast in Pro Tools? We can put everything on the grid and the clip.
No,
Exactly.
dude. But we do really want to hear about your past, dude, because like we've been talking about the unique aspects of your playing and the monumental releases that you've been on. So we want to know like how that all started, and music, love for music is how it starts. Where did you start getting actually interested in music?
Father was a jazz musician, had jazz musicians in the house every day, rebelled around the age of 12, got into Kiss and Iron Maiden and Judas Priest, went from there, heard Van Halen, played along to Van Halen records,
This is perfect, guys.
heard a Slayer record.
Okay, I'm gonna cut you off real quick because you said Van Halen.
Being able to sit down on it and being like, oh shit, dude, I got a drum kit now.
Yeah, that was a pretty quick transition, I think, to can get you in trouble, as it has with me in the past, because you start doing different things on the drum kit, and all of a sudden it doesn't quite work in brutal death metal because it's such a, I don't want to say rigid structure, but it's like if you start, hey, I'm just gonna hit these fucking upshots on this China here all of a sudden, and all this the guitar, what are you doing this for? Consistency is key when it comes to metal, I think. So yeah, you can do little things here that are different, but you really kind of got to stick to the script in order to keep the entire band on track on stage. Otherwise, a lot of people just think you're being inconsistent and being sloppy.
Yeah, I think you're kind of like improv. You can see the improv and see the look back, see the
This was
stage.
a conversation I had with John Gallagher from Dying Fetus,
Mhm.
Yep.
and he
Yep.
was just like, "Hey man, can you just
Yeah.
like play the same thing every night? I know it's boring, but we're kind of relying on you to be the foundation." And I was just like, yeah, I can do that. And I just remember that clicking. And I'm like, damn, that guy's cool. The very beginning of my run with Fetus. And he just kind of like, okay, sure. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
that was a good lesson. So
good.
How was the Europe tour that you just completed with Origin?
There we go.
fantastic.
Yeah.
I ate dust most of it. I couldn't get on the schedule. I couldn't. Insomnia hit. I got sick. I was stressed. I was playing like crap half the damn time. But everything else was really awesome. Monstrosity. It's just great to see those guys out there still doing that. Lee's great. Opening band was this band called Intrepid. They're from Estonia. They sound like old Grave and old Gorefest. Very cool.
The other projects.
Boom.
Yeah, man. Well, Hate Eternal. Yeah, we need to go back to MySpace.
Yeah.
Please, yeah, please.
I actually, yeah. Anyway, so Hate Eternal. That one I can get that out of the way quick. Eric is extremely busy with Cannibal Corpse.
Right.
But I know that he has a handful of songs written. Him and JJ both. So we're really just waiting for the schedules to line up for that. And once that happens, there will be a new record.
Have you met JJ?
Yeah.
I love JJ.
Love JJ.
Haven't
dude.
you done two tours already with Hate
Oh,
Eternal?
shit. Well, I'm sorry. That was a dumb question. To say that.
Have you met your bass player yet? It's
The
open
way-
question.
the way that
fair
you-
enough.
the way that you was- okay. So here's
Well,
here's the
in defense, JJ didn't play bass on the 2 tours I did.
Oh,
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
all right.
This guy named Art.
I was gonna say
he's a great
I'm gonna
guitar
break
player,
the
too, by
fourth
the
wall
way.
and be like, oh, dude, this is the thing, dude. John Longstreth has a long list of things that he's done. So to get ready for an actual
Is that fun?
episode,
Oh, jeez.
I'm like, oh shit, it's fucking Hate Eternal, dude. Oh man, okay, all right. But I gotta pay attention to this and this and that. So Hate Eternal thing, I didn't.
I feel
really
like
pay
Eric Rutan's fucking and John Longstreth was like a perfect match in heaven, because I know that
Oh, yeah.
how Eric Rutan likes to record drums. He likes to do like one take motherfuckers. He's not trying to.
Oh, I'm not
And
gonna one
JJ,
take
I mean
it,
that dude's been a part of that shit for a long time now. He
Yeah.
gets it too, dude.
It's something that Eric and I have talked about multiple times in the past.
Mhm.
I mean, going all the way back to 2004. No, 2005 maybe. Right around the time, right when Derek left, he called me. He goes, "Can you do it?" And I'm like, "In 3 days?
Jesus
No,
Christ.
I can't.
Damn.
You're crazy." And then we talked about it a couple of times after that, and finally it clicked.
Yeah.
And so it was just something that we've talked about multiple times in the past. And one day he called me up and he goes, "Hannes can't do the tour. What are you up to?" And I'm like, "I'm going on tour with you, right?" And so that was that.
Nice.
Malefic
that
Throne.
must be a cool feeling, because you're like, I have to say no to Eric Rutan because he's giving me a 3-day notice, but I know that Eric Rutan had a feeling that I might be a possible candidate to get it done in 3 days.
I mean, it was an honor to get the phone call from him,
right.
but you're talking about like the 3rd tour for the I Monarch album.
Mhm.
Like, I was just gonna jump in there and try and play that shit on 3 days notice.
Fuck, dude.
I mean, hats off to Kevin Talley, who gave it his best.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that
So-
tour. That was with Arch Enemy
Mhm.
headlining
crazy.
that tour. That was cool. That was
Which,
the first time I
that-
saw like a brutal death metal band like right in front of
Yeah.
me. There.
I've been saying that for 2 years now, but I'm just saying, dude, everyone talks about doubles in the feet. I'm like, John Longstreth, like, dude, like that's the dude. Like,
That's
like
the
back
dude.
in the late 2000s, you just
Yeah, we were
when-
on tour with them and
you
Dying
just figured
Fetus.
it out.
Remember,
Like,
I remember
I
the Dying Fetus dude
came
was like
in-
trying to figure it out too.
no one
Like, I
else
remember
was doing it
backstage,
before you. That's
you were
that-
showing Dying
that I
Fetus
know.
guy how to do doubles
Trey?
because you Trey. You were like
Trey
showing him how
Williams,
to do it.
yeah.
And he was like backstage, like working on it. Now he's got it down.
He's
And
a
like,
sick drummer too.
Yeah.
That guy
I
on here.
came into that around 2006.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2006
Dude, that's so
because
early, dude. That's insane. 2006. What the fuck?
I remember the Joe Stronsick like ballistic double bass thing, and he was just doing
Huh,
regular
I'm not
heel
sure of that.
toe on that, and it was a double VHS set.
Huh.
and I never gave it the chance. And then after a while, I kind of by accident just kind of went bump and decided to. It took me a while to get it, and then I went on tour and I kind of flamed out on it. Didn't go very well, and then I came back and like started approaching it slowly. But I don't want to be completely locked into the double stroke thing. It's like I've kind of gotten to a point where I've done so much of that, and I kind of want to explore a little more outside of it. So that's usually what happens when I get the question, how do I set up the pedals, or how do I set up the kick drums for double strokes with triggers? And I'm like, it should work, if you've worked on the technique enough to actually hit these individual notes. Now, when we get up to 270 and 280, yes, it's going to become a bit of a buzz roll. But then again, who's playing 270 and 280 with 90-degree beater angle anyway? It's just not happening.
Nobody. Yeah.
So, signed with Agonia Records recently, and we are, I think, 4 songs into what will be a full-length album.
Wow.
I don't know when we'll record it. Morbid Angel's getting up and moving again. So, we'll just do what we can.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Nice, man. Fuck yeah.
It'll be one of those things where we record the drums and the guitars, and then 8 months later we record the vocals or some shit like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But
sounds about right.
Yeah.
Nice.
And that's Malefic Throne. It's Gene Palabiki from Angel Corpse and Steve Tucker from Morbid Angel.
Oh, man. So cool.
So in many cases, it's kind of a spiritual successor to Angel Corpse, and yeah.
Dude, having Tucker on vocals too, that's so rad. I've always loved anything he's been on, dude.
Tucker's badass. I mean,
He's way badass, dude.
Totally badass.
So the whole band was there in 1998 in Morristown.
Exactly. Yes.
Yep.
Good backtrack.
Yeah.
Well,
man.
hey, thank you very much, John. I can tell it's fucking.
I know,
what's
we're
it, like
hitting
2 in the morning. I could, yeah.
We got to go through all of Cannibal's discography now, and then
You
all of
didn't even
Death's discography.
Like each song, we're gonna go through the whole discography and like each song. Tell me what you learned from it.
Should just do deep cut.
Deep cut dude, song. John, dude, you're always welcome back on this show, bro. We can.
Yeah, man. I mean, we'll have to do
cut.
another one because I feel like we would just sit here and talk until 6 a.m.
I know. No, there's definitely so much more about your career that we didn't even discuss. So for sure, I want to back
sit
on
with you and Paul, and get Mike.
That would be even cool to have like a John Longstreth like deep cut segment where we like cut into something. He just said deep cuts. I'm like, oh, dude, the long we're gonna cut Longstreth. Cut long, cut deep. No, I'm done.
All right. Thanks for your time. Flew by.
Guys.
Yeah. No,
thanks, John.
All right, guys.
You're a legend.
All right.
Have a
I
great
play
night.
along to Antithesis a lot of times. It's a lot.
I
of fun.
probably look like
no easy feat.
I don't do it perfect, but yeah.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, man. I appreciate you coming on and talking with us and farting around with us. And it was fucking a lot of cool information that came from it.
Let's do it again soon.
Origin.
Do it again later.
No, we'll do it earlier, maybe like on a Sunday or something.
No, yeah, we'll wait until you get back on this time, no jet lag, all that shit. Not 2 days after a fucking European tour.
Oh man, that's what keeps you alive, though. We'll do it after this. We'll do it after the Super Bowl, which we're not going to talk about.
Not yet.
What are you talking about? Yeah.
I don't know.
What's going on with that? Yeah.
Chiefs?
Joel's got his back. Had him back.
Hey.
You mean it's
Chiefs,
2023 Chiefs, and your team is still called the Chiefs?
Luckily, it's still going to happen for a little while, but soon.
Why you keep doing this with your hand, dude? You're chopping, dude.
Change it to the chefs.
Yeah.
Right,
these chefs. Let's be really good cook.
Hey. Niners are out of it. I don't really give a shit about that. And so we're gonna
Vikings killers
Chiefs because it's the fucking Joel team, dude. So we're gonna do that. And
the John team and the Casey team.
Yep.
Thank you.
That's where we're at, guys. So
I just thought this shirt had my name.
Yay Sports. Yay Sports. Go teams.
Hey,
Just
point
kidding.
ball.
Just kidding.
Dude.
Just kidding. Yeah, dude. Joel Horner.
Score points, guys.
Are we rating anybody? Did we even do
Oh,
that?
I didn't. I don't know. I'm too.
You're laughing at me
Jeez.
being too drunk, and look at you. All right.
Come on.
All right. Love you guys. Have a good night.
Yes.
Mwah.
Rock on. We'll see you next week. John,
Peace.
rock
Bye, guys.
on, dude.
Thanks a lot. Have a nice night.